It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth a hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, an important game today. The two teams you're about to meet have won once already, and today's winner moves on to the semifinals in this year's elementary school competition. So, some great teams here and a lot at stake. Let's meet today's teams. First, from Bladensburg Elementary, we just say hello to Isabella. Isabella is waving to everyone at home. Their great captain, Ricardo, is here. And rounding out the threesome is Christopher. Christopher, nice to have you back. They're playing against Templeton Elementary, represented today by Amina over there in that wonderful yellow shirt with the big paw print there. Kong is here too, and Gabby is on the end there. Nice to have Gabby. She's always in a good mood. Nice wave over there. Here on the Science Bowl, we have 6 categories of questions. Let's share those categories with you now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Board, our game board has questions rated according to difficulty. Easier ones worth 5 and 10, tougher ones worth 15, 20, 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, and never is there any deduction for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back and move on to the semifinals in this year's competition, as we were saying at the top of the show. Let's go over and make sure that everything is working properly before we start. Let's go to the red team. Ricardo, would you try your buzzer? It looks good. It sounds good. Welcome back, Bladensburg. Templeton, hey, Kong, try that buzzer. That's a group push over there. Yeah, he's just letting the girls do it right now. Good luck to you guys today. All right, we go alphabetically B before T. So Bladensburg, you get to start this Science Bowl. Ricardo, hit it.
Science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10 points. The red spots on plant leaves made by parasitic fungi and the red coating on a piece of oxidized metal are both given what are initialed name, Templeton?
Rust.
Rust, yes indeed. They're both rusting. Good. Go green.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
Physical for 15. When the air is very humid, like often happens here in a Washington summer, when the air is very humid, we find it very hard to cool down because our sweat does not easily do this. It doesn't easily do what? Come on, Bladensburg.
Dissolve. Is it dissolve?
Not dissolved, no. Templeton, your sweat doesn't easily do wet on a really humid day.
Evaporate?
Evaporate, yes. When it evaporates, that gives you that cooling effect. That's the cooling effect. That's how we stay cool. That's why, on days when it's not real humid, it's far easier to maintain your temperature. Go again, green.
Zoo Parade for 20 points.
Zoo Parade for 20. Look at the picture. One of my favorite pictures. On the monitor in the studio, witness the tiny Sahara silver ants. They're covered with tiny hairs shaped like miniature pyramids that reflect the intense desert sun, and it keeps them from suffering from hyper what? Hyper what? Templeton.
Hypothermia?
Yeah, hyperthermia, the opposite of hypothermia, which happens, if you get caught outside in a snowstorm without proper clothing. Good answer. Go again. Got yourself 20 more. Templeton, go.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Physical for 10. When an earthquake strikes, the initial shaking is soon followed by one of these that is not quite as strong as the original quake on the Richter scale. What follows that quake? Come on, Bladensburg.
The aftershock?
You got it, Ricardo. It is the aftershock. You got that right. Good. Go.
Let's go Zoo Parade 25.
Zoo 25, big one in that category. The so-called island rule says that some animals arriving on an island grow bigger because of a lack of predators and more food, while other animals get smaller because there are fewer resources. The two terms to describe those size changes are gigantism and this one, the opposite of gigantism.
Dwarfism.
Templeton.
Dwarfism?
Dwarfism. That's it. You nailed it. Good. Nicely done. Gabby, thank you for your help. And Amina, thank you for help. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Because of climate change, beavers are moving into the Arctic, where they're building dams, which is causing vegetation to decompose, which is leading to a release of more of this M-initial greenhouse gas. Templeton?
Methane.
Methane, yeah, that methane is going up into the atmosphere, and you know, it has a smell to it as well. So it's kind of stinky up there. Good, go, green. Come on, Bladensburg. Chris and Isabella, help them out. Go, Kong.
Let's get physical for 20 points.
Physical for 20 points. A generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, which can be AC or DC, which is alternating or direct what? Templeton?
Current.
Current, yeah. Direct current and alternating currents. That's it. Good. Go. Great.
Body systems for 5. Body systems for 5 points.
Body systems for 5. Even though they are not visible, we know that our moms have these in the back of their head. Templeton?
Eyes.
Eyes, that's right. As one of our judges said, teachers have eyes in the back of their head too, as we all know. Good. Go, green.
Zoo Parade for 10. Zoo Parade for 10. Zoo Parade for 10 points.
Zoo for 10. Since seaweed farming has become tougher because of climate change, some Africans have turned to growing and harvesting these invertebrate animals. Absorbent, yellow, and porous are they, according to a familiar song. Kong.
Sponge.
Sponges, yes, that's from the song from SpongeBob SquarePants, exactly right. Thank you, Gabby. Good, go, green.
Zoo Parade for 5 points.
Zoo Parade for?
5.
5, all right. People who move from one person to another at a party are often likened to these beautiful insects that flit from flower to flower.
Bees.
Ricardo?
Bees?
Not bees, beautiful's in there. Beautiful, they're called social what?
Butterflies.
Butterflies, yeah, butterflies. Bees was a reasonable guess on that. We've come to the end of the first round. It has been mostly Templeton so far, 175-60 for Bladensburg. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Let's talk to our teams a little bit before we ask any more science questions. Find out about them and their schools. Let's go over to Bladensburg. If you missed these folks the first time, here's your chance to find out about 3 amazing young people here. Bladensburg, a great school. And Ricardo, you've got your principal here. You've got your coach here. Who are they?
My principal is Dr. Williams, and my coach is Ms. Danga.
Wonderful. And they're so proud of you guys, and you're doing a good job. How did you prepare for the Science Bowl, Ricardo? Were there practice sessions at school?
Yeah, every Monday we stayed after school from 2:30 to 3:30.
Wow, that's a long time. And what did you study?
We mainly watched older competitions and tried to answer those questions.
Absolutely. That's a good way to do it, yeah, because the questions, even though they're different, the style is the same. I tried to tell a little story with each question, and if you listen to the story, hopefully you'll come up with the answer there. Tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I usually like to watch game shows a lot, and I also like to learn how things work.
Yeah, and do you take things apart? Do you want to be an engineer? You want to be a lawyer, don't you?
Yeah.
You're still going to need an analytical mind there when you get into the law. Something special about Bladensburg that you'd like to share with us?
Well, the thing that I like about Bladensburg is that even though it's kind of a small school, there is still a lot of things to do. Like there's band, Science Bowl, of course, and there's also after school.
A lot of opportunities there. That's what schools are, not just about classrooms. Yes, and they're also about social interactions and sports and so many other things. And Bladensburg is a great place for all that. Thanks for sharing that, Ricardo. Did you have any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Micah and Gianna.
They'll be out just a little while, yeah. Isabella, tell us something about yourself. You've been on the show now once. What's your impression? Are you glad you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
I like that we get to answer questions we never knew before.
Yeah, hopefully you're taking home some information. And I know in the last game, everybody's eyes lit up when I asked about the fictitious animal in the sky. Everybody knew unicorn, even though it was a guess. You did a nice job on that. And you're still thinking about your future, yeah? Yeah, that's what she shared with us last time. Christopher, tell us about yourself. Why do you like Bladensburg?
Because people are nice here. There's not too many people who are mean, and the teachers give you a lot of things to learn about and interact with you.
Yeah, that's an important thing you say. There's a lot of meanness in the world, you know, and if you can find some kindness, people that care about you, that's very important. It's becoming rarer and rarer, and I know your teachers think highly of you. And you want to be an entrepreneur someday.
Yes.
Have your own business, yeah?
Yes.
A businessman, yeah. So you have to be a good mathematicians too. You deal with budgets and payrolls and all things like that. Nice to have you back, Christopher. Templeton, nice to have you guys here. Tell us about Templeton, your coach and your principal, Kong.
Our coach is Miss Lynch, and our principal is Miss Robinson.
Wonderful. And they're out there rooting for you too, and they are such big supporters, just as the people at Bladensburg are. Something about Templeton that's really great.
The teachers are really nice, and we have a lot of extracurricular activities like chorus, band. We also have a news club, science pool, and after school.
Wow, I want to go there. That sounds like a really great school. Kong, tell me a little bit about your impressions of the show. Now that you've been here, is this what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Okay. You've obviously done your homework over there. You're a really good player. And you want to someday be?
IT engineer.
Engineer, yeah. And you have a number of alternates on your team? Do you have their first names for me?
We have Najula Amari, Dustin Silva Herrera, Justin Caceres Garcia, and Erlinda Nazani.
And Gabby's going like this and making sure that you get each and every one of them. Gabby, nice to have you with us today. You're a fourth grader, yes?
Yes.
And so your science ball career really could just be starting because you can come here up through your 8th grade. Tell us why you wanted to do this.
I really like science, and I think it's cool to compete against other schools.
It is indeed, yes. And you are so well spoken too. Tell me a little bit about what you do in your spare time.
I like to play games, and I like to read, and I like to talk to my friends.
That sounds like normal kid stuff. And someday, what do you want to do?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Pediatrician, yeah. I can see you'd be good with little kids. You'd be good with a lot of things. You have a nice personality. Amina, you have a wonderful personality too. What are you thinking about someday? What do you want to do? Doctor?
Yeah, I want to be a doctor.
Yeah, we talked about being a doctor before, and I asked her what kind of specialty, but it's kind of early for all that, right? You can decide later on if you want to be a pediatrician or a surgeon or an ophthalmologist or whatever. Why doctor? What do you want to do?
Because I've seen people with a lot of problems, and I really want to help them get better so they can get back to their normal lives.
Absolutely. That's the kind of noble ambition we all should have in life. Do something for other people. Make the community a better place. Make a family the better place. Nice for having you here. Let's get back into the game. 175 Templeton, 60 Bladensburg. Last correct answer came from the green team. So Kong, lots of points to give away. Where do you want to go?
Science for 15. Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Pollution. This is a geography question. If you know geography, you're going to know this one. Pollution has become so widespread that pieces of microplastic have been found near the summit of the world's tallest mountain. Tallest mountain. Come on, Ricardo.
Mount Everest.
Yeah. Good, go.
Let's go a body for 25.
Body for 25 points. Let's get those points here. Multiple choice. Ulcers, which are stomach lesions caused by bacteria, are described by this P-initialed word. I was going to give you some choices. Kong says he doesn't need them.
Parasite?
Not parasite, no. Let me repeat for Bladensburg. Ulcers, which are stomach lesions caused by bacteria, are described by this P-initialed enzyme that normally helps to break down food in the stomach. Is that enzyme pepsin, protease, or polymerase?
The third?
First one, pepsin. It's like the peptic ulcer. That's the adjective you use. No points. Still, you got the advantage. Go. Red.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical, 25 points. Big one in that category. Have you ever seen a magician with a table covered with dishes, and he takes the tablecloth and he goes like this, and all the dishes, hopefully, don't move. They stay right there. Because friction is not as strong when you pull a tablecloth from under a fully set dinner table, the dishes don't move because of this I-initialed force. I-initialed force. Come on, Bladensburg.
Inertia?
That's it. That's what I want to hear. Inertia it is for 25 points. Go.
Let's go science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for?
20.
20 points. Multiple choice. Since the exergen temporal thermometer is placed above the body's temporal artery, should the thermometer be placed on the side of the head, beneath the armpit, or under the tongue?
Beneath the armpit?
Not under the armpit, no. The exergen temporal thermometer placed above the body's temporal artery. The thermometer is therefore placed on the side of the head, beneath the armpit, or under the tongue.
Tongue.
Side of the head, temporal artery. You've seen those new thermometers. They just hold them out like this. You don't have to put them under your tongue at all. All right, go again, red.
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri for 15 points. Orthopedists who specialize in treating muscles and bones find that they're treating more and more people who text too much and suffer from text what? A body part that rhymes with text. They've got text neck, because they're always bent over like this. All right, go again, red.
Science potpourri 5.
Potpourri for 5. The opposite of antibiotics, which are drugs that can kill bacteria.
Is it probiotics?
It is probiotics. Yes, sir. You are ready for that one. Good. Go.
Science potpourri 25.
Potpourri 25 points. Big one in that category. If you strain, listen carefully, if you strain your calf muscle because you've been playing pickleball and you lunge for a shot, the age-old recommendation is the acronym RICE, R-I-C-E, representing the 4 things you should do to relieve the pain and start healing. Give me what one of the letters in R-I-C-E stand for. Things you should do after you've injured a muscle to help you start to heal. All right. R-I-C or E. All right, Bladensburg, I want to see you talking. Make sure you got to come back here for me. Templeton's coming up. All right, Kong, give it to me.
R for rinse.
For? No. Bladensburg.
Repeat the answer.
Rinse.
Rinse is not correct. All right, so R-I-C-E. 4 things that you should do to relieve pain and start healing if you have injured a muscle. R-I-C-E. Give me one, Ricardo.
Is it R for rest?
It's R for rest. Yes, it is. Ice is the I, C is compression, E is elevation. Good answer. Good. Go.
Let's go.
Score. 130, 175. Getting close. Red.
Let's go body for 20.
Body for 20 points. If someone had quadruple bypass surgery, how many bypasses of clogged arteries?
4.
Bladensburg.
4.
4. That's right. 4 clogged arteries. The stents are placed in there. Good. Go.
Let's go green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. This will tie the game should you get it. Get this. Get this. One of the newest best fertilizers for your lawn is processed human urine. What did you want to tell me, Kong? Let me repeat the question for Bladensburg. One of the best new fertilizers for your lawn is processed human urine. It's good for plants because it contains 3 chemical elements, N, P, and K. Can you name 2 of them? N, P, and K. If you studied the periodic table, then you'll know it.
K is for potassium and N is for...
Help him out.
No. Nitrogen?
It is nitrogen, absolutely right. And the P was phosphorus. All right, we have a tie game. 175 all. Red, go.
Let's go green things 20.
Green things for 20 points. We all know what a Venus flytrap is. It's a meat-eating plant. To make sure that their flowers they make sure to locate their flowers at the top of very tall stems that are well away from the deadly traps so that the insects that provide this service don't end up as dinner. Bladensburg.
Pollination?
Pollination, yeah, you don't want to eat the pollinators. Exactly right. Good, go.
Let's go a dateline for 5.
Dateline for 5. A model for a NASA robot that one day will land on Jupiter's icy moon Europa is named for this Frozen movie snowman. Kong.
Olaf?
Olaf, yeah, who really wanted to go to the beach. Yeah, go green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. It's a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. The respirators used for COVID patients had their origin back in the 1950s when what P initialed paralyzing disease had patients, Templeton.
Polio?
Polio, yes, confined to iron lungs, which is what you saw just there. You have a 5-point lead. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5 points.
Let's get physical for 5 points. To get a piano up to a 3rd floor apartment, or more commonly to raise a flag up a flagpole, what simple machine do you use? Templeton?
Pulley.
A pulley, yeah, that's it. Good. Green, go.
Body systems for 10. Body systems for 10 points.
Body systems for 10. You are said to be head over these body parts, Ricardo.
Heels?
Heels, yes, if you fall madly in love, indeed. Thank you, Isabella. Good. Tied up, 205. Ricardo, go.
Let's go a green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Often confused with plants. You should never eat one of these organisms with first consulting a mycologist. Templeton, what shouldn't you eat? What you got?
A mushroom. A mushroom?
A mushroom is right. Absolutely right. Thank you, Gabby. Good. Go green.
Green things for 5 points.
Green things for 5 points. Since leaves aren't emotional, they don't shed tears. They don't turn green with envy, but they are green because they're full of this pigment. Templeton.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll is right. Yes, indeed. Good. Go.
Dateline science for 10 points.
Dateline 10 points. Carl Landsteiner discovery of 4 types of blood for which he won a Nobel Prize made possible the giving of one person's blood to another with this T initial process. Templeton.
Transfusion.
Transfusion is correct. Yes, sir. Go.
Green things for 15 points.
Green things for 15 points. Come on, Bladensburg. Green for 15. While the live oak is the only species of oak that keeps its leaves year-round, all the other oaks shed their leaves in the fall and are known as this type of tree. Templeton.
Deciduous.
Deciduous, absolutely right. Good, go.
Body system for 15. Body system for 15 points.
Body for 15 points. Amnesia is the inability to remember things. Well, anemia is having too little of this in your body. You don't have enough what, Templeton?
Red blood cells?
Red blood cells or blood. Yes, indeed. Good. Go. Green. One question left. It is Dateline science for 25 points. Here it is. An investigation into the cause of the composer Beethoven's deafness, we know he was deaf, showed that his hair had an unusually large amount of what dangerous chemical? Once used in making pipes, put in paint and gasoline. Templeton?
Lead.
Lead it is. And with that, we come to the end of the game. And what looked like it was going to be right down to the wire, and it was. It looks like it is in Templeton's favor. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. Well, what a game that was. It was a nail-biter. Came down to the... Did you see that comeback? At the end there, we tied it up at least 3 times, and that just shows you what great students who are here playing today. They are all winners on the Science Bowl. One of the judges says one of the best games she has ever seen. I couldn't agree more. Our final tally today is Bladensburg 205, Templeton 285. Congratulations to Templeton over there. Kong, every time you're here, you seem to have more people here supporting you. Tell us who's back there.
That's Ms. Lynch, our coach. That's Najila Ahmadi, our alternate. and Erlinda Nazani, Justin Caceres Garcia, Dustin Silva Herrera, our principal, Miss Robinson, and our vice principal, Miss Piper.
You did such a nice job. You could do my job, Kong. You did a nice job there. Ricardo, congratulations to you and that Bladensburg team for 205. What a comeback you staged there, and you know, you played that smart. You went for the 25 pointers and bim, bam, boom, it was tied up. Yeah, you really were. You're a good player and you're a fine young man, and we're proud of you and your players. And would you do the honor and introduce everybody, please?
Yeah. This is our assistant coach, Miss Esai Fanoa. This is our principal, Dr. Williams. These are our alternates, Micah and Gianna. And finally, this is our vice principal, Mrs. Battle.
Wonderful. And I think the people back there are smiling still more than you guys are. You know, I still hope I hope this was a good experience for you, because we loved having you here and we loved having you. We hope to join us. You will join us next time on another edition of the Science Bowl. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye, everybody.